Life has a way of sending messages long before the big changes arrive. These messages don't come wrapped in loud announcements or flashing lights. They come quietly, softly, in the spaces where you least expect them. A sudden thought that won't leave your mind, no matter how much you try to ignore it. A coincidence that happens one time too many to be just coincidence. These are not accidents. These are the whispers of the universe. But here's the truth. Most people miss them. Not because they're blind, but because they're distracted. The noise of the world drowns out the whispers of life. The rush, the worries, the endless scroll of daily habits. These things make people numb to what's really going on around them. And when you become numb, you stop hearing the language of life itself. The universe is talking, but you are not listening. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you felt something deep inside telling you to stop, to wait or to move, but you brushed it off? Later, you realized that voice was right. That nudge was pointing you in the direction you needed to go. That warning could have saved you pain, or that pull could have led you to growth. Yet you ignored it. That's not failure. That's human psychology. We are trained to trust logic over feeling, routine over intuition, and certainty over possibility. But growth never hides in certainty. It lives in the unknown. The universe is not random. Every moment in your life is part of a larger design, and the signs are placed right in front of you. But you will only notice them if you slow down, if you silence the noise, if you choose to look deeper. Why is this so important? Because ignoring these signs comes at a cost. When you don't listen to whispers, life eventually turns them into shouts. The discomfort grows louder. The challenges repeat. The regrets pile up until finally you are forced to face what you've been running from all along. Imagine this. You're standing in front of a closed door. Behind it lies the life you're meant to live. The happiness, the success, the peace you keep searching for. But the key to unlocking it isn't somewhere far away. It's already in your pocket. That key is awareness. Awareness of the signs, awareness of the whispers, awareness of the invisible signals guiding you every single day. Most people keep that key hidden because they don't believe it matters. But those who dare to use it discover something extraordinary. The universe has been guiding them all along. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that they are alone, that life is just random events without purpose. But nothing in your journey is random. The people you meet, the setbacks you face, the opportunities that appear, all of them carry meaning. All of them are connected. The universe is like a teacher who gives you quiet hints, waiting patiently for you to pay attention. And if you learn to listen, your life will never be the same. So here's my invitation to you. Don't just watch this video, experience it. Stay with me until the very end, because by the time we reach the final section, you will have something more valuable than just motivation. You will have the tools to recognize the signs you've been ignoring your whole life. Good so. You will see how everything that felt random or meaningless was actually preparing you for something greater. That's your reward for listening, for giving yourself the chance to awaken to what's always been there. The truth is, most people live their entire lives asleep. They chase distractions, they run from pain, they silence their inner voice, and then years later, they look back and wonder why they feel unfulfilled. But it doesn't have to be that way. You are not here to drift. You are not here to survive on autopilot. You are here to grow, to rise, to become more than you ever imagined. And the universe is ready to guide you if you're ready to listen. So listen closely now. Every word you hear from this moment forward is not just information. It is a reminder that the signs you've been ignoring are not gone. They are still waiting. They will not leave you. They will keep returning patiently until you finally pay attention. And when you do, your entire life will shift. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the clearer those whispers will become. And once you learn to hear them, you'll never be able to ignore them again. This is the beginning of your awakening. This is the moment you stop missing the invisible signals that have always been guiding you. The universe has already spoken. The only question left is, will you finally listen? The psychology of ignoring signs, the mind, is a powerful tool, but it often works against you. It loves routine. It loves the safety of what feels familiar. That is why when a sign appears, an unusual event, a strange feeling, or a repeated pattern, your first reaction is to dismiss it. You tell yourself it's just coincidence. You convince yourself it doesn't matter. This is how most people move through life, blind to the very guidance that could change everything. Psychologists have long understood that the brain is wired to protect you from discomfort. It doesn't want you to step into the unknown because the unknown feels unsafe. That's why you stay in jobs you dislike, relationships that drain you, or habits that hold you back. Even when the universe sends clear signals, your mind whispers, stay where you are. Don't risk it, don't change. And so you ignore the signs. But here's the truth. Every time you silence that inner nudge, you're also silencing your growth. Life never repeats the same lesson by accident. It repeats it because you refuse to listen the first time. The more you avoid, the louder the signs become. A quiet discomfort turns into stress. A small challenge grows into a crisis. And still, many people keep ignoring what life is trying to say. This is why so many feel stuck. They believe nothing ever changes, when in reality, change is knocking on their door again and again. But fear blinds them, distraction numbs them. Doubt convinces them to wait for a better moment. The universe has already shown them the way, but their psychology keeps them locked in the same circle. The first step to breaking this pattern is awareness. You must understand that the resistance you feel toward change is not truth, it is fear. And fear is not a warning to stop. It is often a sign that you're standing at the edge of growth. The discomfort you avoid is the exact direction you need to move in. Once you see this clearly, ignoring the signs is no longer an option. You begin to realize that the whispers of the universe are not there to confuse you. They are there to guide you into the life you were meant to live. The power of inner restlessness, there is a kind of silence inside you that speaks louder than words. It is the feeling of restlessness, the quiet unease that follows you through your days. You may wake up with it, carry it to work, or feel it late at night when everything around you is calm, but your soul is unsettled. This restlessness is not meaningless, it is a sign. It is the universe's way of telling you that something in your life is out of alignment. Most people ignore this inner voice because it doesn't fit neatly into logic. They tell themselves, I should be fine, I have what I need, but no matter how much they argue with it, the feeling lingers. That's because this unease is not about what you already have, it is about what you are meant to grow. Deep down, your spirit knows when you're living below your true potential. It knows when you are settling for less, and it will not let you rest in peace until you pay attention. This inner discomfort is not punishment, it is guidance. It shows up as boredom in the middle of routine. It appears as doubt when you're on the wrong path. It grows into frustration when you ignore your purpose for too long. And if you keep silencing it, it will eventually turn into pain. Because pain is the final attempt to wake you up to change. Instead of fearing this restlessness, you must begin to honor it. It is not there to break you, it is there to direct you. Think of it as the compass of your life. The unease points you away from what drains you and to what calls you. If you can learn to sit with it instead of running from it, you will discover that it holds the answers you've been searching for. The restless voice within you is proof that you are meant for more. It is the universe's whisper that says, don't settle here. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Once you understand this truth, you no longer see restlessness as a problem. You see it as the first signal of transformation. Repeating patterns in life, when you ignore the whispers of restlessness, life begins to show you in another way. It sends you repeating patterns. So, the same struggles, the same type of people, the same painful experiences keep showing up, as if life is stuck on replay. But this is not coincidence. This is a lesson you have not yet learned. Think about it. You may find yourself in different jobs while always facing the same kind of disrespect. You may end relationships only to meet another person who treats you in the exact same way. You may try to move forward, but the same obstacles keep blocking your path. It feels frustrating, it feels unfair, but in reality, it is not happening to punish you, it is happening to teach you. The universe does not move on until you do. Until you recognize the lesson hidden inside the pattern, it will return again and again. This is how life shapes you, how it forces you to grow. The repeating challenge is a mirror, reflecting what you still need to face within yourself. Maybe it is self-worth, maybe it is courage, maybe it is discipline. Whatever it is, The universe will keep presenting it until you rise to meet it. This is why ignoring patterns is dangerous. What you refuse to confront doesn't disappear, it multiplies, and the more you resist, the harder it gets. Yet the moment you pause and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Everything shifts. Suddenly, the frustration becomes clarity. You see that the universe was never against you. It was preparing you. Repeating patterns are not barriers. They are invitations. They are signals that you are ready to step into a higher version of yourself. When you finally understand the lesson and act on it, the pattern ends. You break the cycle. And in that moment, you prove to yourself that growth is always possible. The universe speaks in repetition, not because you are failing, but because you are capable of more. Sudden opportunities that scare you when you finally begin to notice the patterns in your life. Something else starts to happen. New doors begin to appear, often in the most unexpected places. These opportunities seem to arrive out of nowhere, and they almost always bring fear with them. Your heart races, your mind fills with doubts, and a voice inside tells you to stay safe. But here's the truth. The opportunities that scare you the most are often the exact ones that can change your life. Fear is not always a warning to turn back. Sometimes fear is simply the sign that you are standing at the edge of growth. Your comfort zone feels safe, but nothing new ever grows there. The moment you step beyond it, life begins to expand in ways you never imagined. That's why the universe presents you with challenges that shake you. It knows that only by facing what scares you can you unlock the strength you never knew you had. Think about the moments in your past where you had to make a difficult choice. Maybe it was leaving something behind. Maybe it was saying yes to something bigger than yourself. At first, fear told you not to do it, but when you pushed through, you grew. You discovered courage. You discovered resilience. You discovered a part of yourself that was waiting to be awakened. Most people let fear decide their future. They see an open door but never walk through it. They wait for certainty before acting, not realizing that certainty only comes after the leap. The universe rewards movement, not hesitation. When you move forward despite fear, you prove that you are ready for more. Opportunities that scare you are not accidents. They are signals. They are signals. They are life's way of asking, are you ready to rise? And if you choose to step through that door, you will find that fear was never your enemy. It was your compass, pointing you to where your true growth begins. The pull towards certain people just as opportunities arrive to test your courage. Certain people enter your life with a purpose. Sometimes you meet someone and feel an instant connection, as if you've known them forever. Other times you encounter someone who challenges you so deeply that they change the way you see yourself. These connections are not random, they are signals. The universe uses people as mirrors, guides, and catalysts for your growth. Think about the individuals who left a lasting mark on your life. Some may have lifted you higher, inspiring you to believe in yourself. Others may have hurt you, forcing you to recognize your worth and set boundaries. Both kinds of people were signs, pointing you toward the lessons you needed most. The kind soul who believed in you reminded you of your potential. The difficult person who tested you revealed your strength. The pull towards certain people often cannot be explained with logic. It is a deeper force, a magnetic alignment. You were meant to cross paths, even if only for a short time. Every meaningful encounter carries a hidden message. Some people arrive to heal your wounds, some come to awaken your hidden gift, and some appear simply to push you out of the comfort zone you've been clinging to for too long. The mistake many make is ignoring these connections or taking them for granted. They dismiss intuition, silence their feelings, or fail to see the lesson. But when you begin to recognize that every person has a role in your journey, you start to see life differently. Suddenly, pain becomes a teacher, love becomes a mirror, and even loss becomes a signal that growth is unfolding. The universe places people in your path not by chance, but by design. Each connection carries meaning. Each encounter moves you closer to becoming who you are meant to be. The pull towards certain people is not a distraction. It is direction, synchronicities and repeated numbers beyond people. The universe speaks in patterns that show up in your daily life. You may notice the same number appearing on clocks, receipts, or license plates. You may hear the same phrase from different people on the same day. You may stumble upon a word, symbol, or event that keeps repeating until you can't ignore it anymore. These are synchronicities, the subtle signs that everything around you is connected. At first, your logical mind will dismiss them. It will say, this is just coincidence. But the deeper truth is that the universe does not waste energy on randomness. Repetition is a form of communication. It is life trying to get your attention. When you keep seeing the same number, it is not about superstition. It is about awareness. It is a reminder that you are on the right path or that something important needs your focus. Psychology shows us that the human brain is wired to notice patterns. But what you choose to do with those patterns is what shapes your life. Many people see them, smile for a moment, and then move on without reflection. Others pause, ask what it could mean, and discover that the pattern was guiding them toward clarity. The difference is not in the signs themselves. It is in whether you choose to listen. Synchronicities are a way of confirming alignment. When you are moving in the right direction, life places signals to reassure you. When you drift away from your true path, it sends gentle reminders to pull you back. Ignoring these signs may not seem like much in the moment, but over time, it disconnects you from the guidance always available to you. The next time you notice repetition, don't just brush it aside. Pay attention. Ask yourself, why do I keep seeing this? What is life trying to show me? The answer may not come instantly, but the act of noticing is the first step. Synchronicities are proof that the universe is never silent. It is speaking through patterns, waiting for you to open your eyes and recognize the message. The weight of missed chances, just as synchronicities guide you forward, the memory of missed chances pulls at you from behind. Regret is one of the strongest signals the universe sends, yet most people misunderstand it. They see regret as punishment, as a cruel reminder of failure. But regret is not there to destroy you. It is there to instruct you. It shows you where courage was needed, where growth was possible, and where fear held you back. Think about the opportunities you once had but let slip away. The job you didn't apply for. The words you never spoke. The risk you were too afraid to take. Those moments do not haunt you by accident. They linger because the lesson is unfinished. The universe uses regret like a marker, circling the areas of your life where strength must be built. Until you face that truth, the weight of missed chances will follow you. Psychology teaches us that the human mind replays past mistakes not to torture you, but to push you toward different choices in the future. Regret becomes heavier the more you resist it, but if you stop running from it and instead listen, you will see that it is pointing you forward, not backward. It is saying, don't let this happen again. Next time, be bold. Next time, trust yourself. The pain of regret is powerful, but it can also be the fuel for transformation. Those missed chances are not the end of your story. They are reminders that life always offers new doors. What you did not choose before, you can choose differently now. The universe does not hold your past against you. It gives you new moments every single day to correct the pattern. The weight you carry is not there to break you. It is there to wake you up. Regret is not proof that you are weak. It is proof that you are capable of more. And when you begin to use regret as a teacher instead of a prison, you discover the hidden gift inside every missed chance, the power to rise stronger, braver, and more awake than ever before. When everything feels like it's falling apart, regret often pushes you to reflect. But sometimes life does not wait for you to notice. Sometimes it takes everything apart at once. The job ends. The relationship breaks. The plan you built with so much care collapses overnight. In those moments, it feels like the universe has turned against you. But what feels like destruction is often the preparation for transformation. When everything is falling apart, it is easy to believe you are being punished. Yet in reality, you are being cleared. The universe removes what no longer serves your growth, even when you are too afraid to let it go yourself. It closes doors you would never close, so that you can finally walk toward the doors you were meant to open. What feels like loss is often protection. What feels like chaos is often redirection. Psychology shows us that human beings resist endings because endings bring uncertainty. But endings are also the birthplace of beginning. Think about your own past. How many times did you lose something only to look back years later and realize it was the best thing that could have happened? At the time, it felt unbearable. Later, it became clear that it was necessary. This is the paradox of life. You must sometimes break to be rebuilt. You must sometimes be shaken to finally awaken. The collapse is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to strip away everything false, everything heavy, everything unworthy of the person you are becoming. When everything feels like it's falling apart, remember this truth. Life is not ending. It is rearranging. The universe is not against you. It is aligning you. You are not losing control. You are being guided into a greater version of yourself. What looks like the end is often the beginning you've been waiting for. The silence before change after everything falls apart, there often comes a strange quiet. Life feels slower. The noise of constant struggle fades, and you may even feel stuck, as if nothing is moving forward. This silence can be confusing, even frightening. You wonder if you've lost your path, if the universe has forgotten you. But this stillness is not emptiness, it is preparation. Think of it like the pause before a storm shifts the sky. Nature always moves in cycles. After the chaos of breaking down, there must be a space of rest where you are rebuilt inside. This pause is the ground being prepared for new growth. Without it, change cannot take root. The silence is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is proof that something deep is taking shape beneath the surface. Psychology explains that human beings are addicted to motion, but true transformation happens quietly. It happens when the mind is still, when the noise settles, and when you finally hear the small, steady voice inside you. This is why the silence feels uncomfortable, because it forces you to face yourself. Instead of fearing this stillness, learn to embrace it. It is the reset button of life. It is where clarity forms, where hidden strength gathers, and where the direction of your next chapter is written. When the universe places you in silence, it is not withholding, it is preparing you to step into something bigger than before. So when life feels quiet, do not rush to fill the space with distractions. Sit in it, listen to it, trust it. The silence before change is the universe whispering, wait, something greater is on its way. And when the time is right, the stillness will break, and you will understand why the pause was necessary. The voice of intuition out of the silence comes a voice you have always carried within you. Your intuition. It is soft, it is subtle, but it is steady. Unlike fear, which shouts, or doubt, which argues, intuition speaks in calm certainty. It doesn't demand, it guides. And though it often feels easy to ignore, it is the most reliable compass you will ever have. Intuition is not random. It is the wisdom of your deeper self, the part of you that sees beyond logic and beyond fear. Psychology calls it a subconscious awareness, the mind's ability to notice details your conscious mind overlooks. But no matter what name you give it, you know it's present. It's that sudden knowing when you meet someone. It's the pull in your heart when you're faced with a decision. It's the quiet resistance when you're on a path that doesn't belong to you. The problem is that most people silence this voice. They let the opinions of others, the noise of society, and the weight of fear drown it out. They trust what is loud instead of what is true. And yet, every time you've ignored your intuition, you've felt the consequence. The mistake you could have avoided, the pain you could have spared, the chance you could have taken, all of it was already known by that inner voice. Learning to trust your intuition is one of the greatest shifts you can make. It requires courage, because intuition often points toward the unknown. It rarely aligns with what is easy or comfortable. But the universe placed this inner guide within you for a reason. It is the bridge between you and the signs that surround you. When you honor intuition, life begins to align. You notice opportunities more clearly. You sense danger before it arrives. You step into paths that feel right, even when they don't make sense to others. Intuition is proof that the universe doesn't just whisper around you, it whispers within you. And when you learn to listen, you will realize the guidance you've been searching for has been inside you all along. Embracing uncertainty when intuition speaks, it often leads you toward places where certainty does not exist. This is where most people hesitate. They crave a clear map, a guarantee of safety, a promise of success before they move. But life does not work that way. Growth is not found in predictability. It is discovered in uncertainty. The unknown is not your enemy. It is the space where your greatest possibilities live. Consider the times in your life when everything felt controlled and predictable. Those seasons may have brought comfort, but they rarely brought transformation. Comfort zones are designed to protect you, not to elevate you. It is only when you step into the uncertain that your hidden potential begins to surface. Fear may rise in that space, but fear is only proof that you are on the edge of something meaningful. Uncertainty is not chaos, it is possible. Every door that ever opened, every chance that ever mattered, began with uncertainty. Think of the people who shaped history, the innovators, the dreamers, the leaders. They all walked into the unknown with nothing but faith, vision, and courage. What separated them from the rest was not luck, but their willingness to move forward without waiting for absolute clarity. The truth is, certainty is an illusion. Even when you think you know what tomorrow holds, life can change in an instant. But uncertainty carries with it the hidden hand of opportunity. It is the raw material from which new beginnings are created. When you embrace it, you transform fear into fuel, doubt into direction, and hesitation into momentum. Trusting your intuition while stepping into uncertainty is a partnership between your inner wisdom and life's unfolding design. It is saying, I may not see the whole path, but I trust the step I'm taking. This shift is not about recklessness, it is about faith. The universe does not demand that you know everything. It only asks that you trust enough to begin. And when you do, you discover that uncertainty was never emptiness. It was the doorway to your truest path. The power of alignment when you step into uncertainty with trust, something powerful begins to happen. You start aligning with the flow of life. Alignment is not about forcing outcomes or chasing what does not belong to you. It is about moving in rhythm with the deeper current that guides your existence. When your thoughts, actions, and values move in harmony, the universe responds with clarity and strength. Many people live in conflict with themselves. They want one thing, but they think another. They take actions that contradict their inner voice. This inner conflict creates resistance, and resistance always blocks progress. Alignment removes that resistance. It brings a sense of peace even when the path ahead is not fully visible. You may not know every detail, but you begin to feel you are moving in the right direction. Think of alignment as a magnet. When your inner world is scattered and divided, opportunities feel far away. But when your inner world becomes steady and aligned, you naturally attract what belongs to you. This is why some people seem to walk through doors that others cannot even see. It is not luck. It is alignment. The universe works best when you do not fight against yourself. Every time you act against your true values, you move further away from your path. But every time you act in alignment, you multiply your strength. You no longer chase outcomes out of fear. Instead, you walk with purpose, and purpose draws the right outcomes towards you. Alignment does not mean life will be without challenges. The storms will still come, but when you are aligned, you are not shaken. You carry a deep confidence that no setback can erase because you are no longer forcing yourself to fit into places you do not belong. You have found your direction, and direction gives power. When you align your heart, your mind, and your actions with the truth within, life begins to meet you halfway. The right people, the right opportunities, the right timing, they all unfold with less struggle, and in that flow, you realize alignment is not just about success. It is about living in harmony with the very energy that created you. Signs of alignment. When you begin to live in alignment, the universe does not stay silent. It starts sending you confirmations that you are on the right path. These signs may not always be loud or dramatic, but they carry a powerful sense of recognition within you. You feel it when small doors open effortlessly, when the right people suddenly appear in your life, and when opportunities unfold without constant struggle. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are finally walking with the current instead of against it. One of the clearest signs of alignment is peace. Even in the middle of challenges, you feel an inner calm that cannot be shaken. Fear still whispers, but it no longer controls you. Doubt still knocks, but it does not stay long. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are moving in the right direction, even if the destination is still unseen. Another sign is synchronicity. The right message shows up at the right time. A book falls into your hands just when you need its wisdom. A conversation happens that answers the exact question you have been asking. These moments are not accidents. They are signals of alignment, a way the universe assures you that you are being guided. You may also notice growth happening naturally. Instead of forcing yourself to change, you find yourself becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient without as much resistance. Habits shift, perspectives deepen, and the person you used to be begins to fade. That is alignment reshaping you from the inside out. When you pay attention, these signs remind you that alignment is not just theory, it is reality. It is life working with you, not against you. The universe has always been speaking, but when you align yourself, you finally understand the language. And in that understanding, you gain courage to keep moving forward. Know every step is part of something greater. Living with awareness, the true power of alignment is not just recognizing the signs, but learning to live with constant awareness. Awareness turns your life into a conversation with the universe. Every moment carries meaning, every challenge carries a lesson, and every opportunity becomes a doorway. When you live with awareness, you stop sleepwalking through life and start walking with purpose. Awareness sharpens your vision. You begin to see the difference between distractions and directions. Many people confuse noise for guidance, but awareness teaches you to separate the two. You stop chasing things that drain you and start moving toward what strengthens you. This shift alone transforms your path because what you give your attention to grows. Living with awareness also builds resilience. Life will always bring storms, but when you are awake to the lessons hidden within them, you no longer see obstacles as punishment, you see them as preparation. Challenges become training grounds, shaping you for the bigger doors that have yet to open. This mindset keeps you steady while others lose hope. Another gift of awareness is gratitude. When you are aware, you notice the small blessings you once ignored. The unexpected smile, the moment of silence, the simple progress that once felt invisible. Gratitude turns these into fuel, reminding you that the universe is not against you, it is for you. That realization builds faith, and faith strengthens action.